Installing a one-wire GM-type alternator with an internal regulator onto a small block Ford. Coming up. Hello there. What we're going to be working on today is on the 32 Ford. The engine I'm putting in it is out of a 1985 Mustang, or excuse me, 1988 Mustang GT. The 5.0 originally came with fuel injection. We're doing some changes on that, but essentially it's a 302 Ford Windsor with a C4 automatic transmission. Now, to make wiring a lot easier on these, since we are going to have to wire it from scratch, it's usually advisable and a very good idea to go with a GM style one-wire alternator. Now this has only one wire to power everything. It's got an internal regulator, so you don't have a regulator to mount anywhere outside of the realm of the engine, and just one wire to the main and one to the ground, and you're good to go. This right here is the alternator we're using. Now it's got the one wire here. This is where your ground goes. Now the problem with mounting these on a small block Ford lies in the location of this wire. You can see here I've got my mounting system right here. The alternator basically has a spacer, but it goes right in here, and you'll notice in the back that comes into contact with the battery, with the block, and it severely limits the amount of adjustment that you have. What I've noticed in times past in working on these is that limitation of the adjustment. You have to adjust it out almost to the entire span of how far out you can go before you're tight enough on the smallest belt you can get and still wide enough where that's not contacting the block. Well, I've come up with a remedy on that, and I want to show you what we're going to do. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove this, which is my alternator fan, and we're going to clock this about 180 degrees out so it'll get that away from that. See, now as opposed to being over here, it's located over here. Okay, she's mounted back on now. Before I had attempted to flip this up and mount the adjustment off of this tab right here along with the air conditioning, and it would have worked, but the fan was a little bit too close and I still had to adjust it out quite a bit. Now we've got plenty of adjustment anyway here. As you can see, there's my adjuster down there. Fan clears everything, so no issues there. And more importantly, now this is out here exposed, ready to go. We're not running into anything back here at all, and we've got plenty of adjustment now to put whatever size belt on it we need. Again, just another one of those things that they don't tell you in the instructions, but it's helpful to remember. Again, just to rehash what we did: one wire alternator on a small block Ford. The way the alternator comes out of the box, the wire interferes, actually hits the block, and you don't get enough adjustment out of the alternator to tighten the belt properly. Simply by removing the alternator fan, those 4 bolts on the back, clocking the alternator 180 degrees, the alternator case rather 180 degrees, putting it back on, and there's your result. Exposed, ready to go, plenty of room. Well, thank you for joining me for this little tidbit. We'll see you next time for more stuff coming up. Thanks.